How's it going, y'all? This is McFrostyBoy, and if you've played Apex Legends, you've probably had this experience. You see a clip of top players two-pumping entire squads with the Mastiff, and of course, you pick it up your next game to try it for yourself. Somehow, it just doesn't work the same. And now, you're flipping through YouTube, watching videos of increasingly questionable quality until you reach the bottom of the barrel. That's me. Well, the good news is that in today's Weapon and Legend Workshop, we're going to provide you some tips to dominate close-range fights using the Mastiff. If you enjoy the content, please make sure to like and provide feedback using the comments. If you're looking for more ways to improve in Apex Legends, come check out the rest of my channel, which is full of useful videos that teach you key fundamental skills to find more wins. Okay, I'm going to shut up now so that the in-game me can talk. There's a Mastiff. Alright, great. Weapon highlight video. Fuck yes. Thank God. Alright, so let's talk about the Mastiff. Mastiff is the de facto shotgun of the game. It's the only one right now that doesn't come on a care package and isn't the evil or the Mozambique. Extremely powerful close range. Pros it has in its favor, right? It's got a very fast time to kill. Additionally, it's got like a really big reach, right? So, like when off of a single, like what I mean when I say that is like off of a single trigger pull, right? You can do like 100. I'm just running around aimlessly. You can do like 112 damage, or maybe even more, like 123. Depends on the character and like like all of like the other like little nitty gritty factors of like hitting all the pellets and everything. And so like like compared to like other weapons, right? The like just off of like one interaction, the Mastiff probably has like the greatest amount of reach in terms of like ability to kill someone, right? And like if you just like find them and they're like broken or whatever. Because of the way that it works, right? Like it does all its damage and it brings its damage payload in a single firing action. It enables you to take like really short peeks in the same way like that the wingman does, right? Totally exactly same concept. It also allows for partial reloading, so if I shoot one shot, right, I can like reload one shot, and so in the situation, like let's say, you're living the dream and you two-pump someone, then you get to reload, dip back into cover, and then you can step back out around the cover and like start working on their teammates next, right? I don't know. Don't need help. Additionally, it's extremely ammo efficient, as you can see, right? Like, it's totally fine for me to only be carrying around 2 stacks of the ammo. Can, like, even make it work on, like, 1 stack in, like, more extreme situations. I need to heal my HP. I don't know, like, what I'm doing. I don't know. I want to sit around for 2 syringes. Trade-offs. The cons. So, the Mastiff is extremely unforgiving. So, just, like, from a timing perspective, right? Like, it's very unforgiving, so it's like, if you don't like time, like when you click the button and the enemy's like, let's say this is an enemy, right? And the enemy's like not in your crosshair, right? Then you just like get no damage with like the Mastiff, right? Like I could just be completely off target, right? Completely wide of the target and like get no damage. Whereas like if with the R99, I could like literally just spray across the target and at least I'd like hit them like 1 or 2 times, right? Really bad technique, right? But like, it's like a thing you can do, right? It's not like good to do, but it's a thing that you can do. In comparison, like the Mastiff doesn't allow you to do that, right? Additionally, like the Mastiff's like spread pattern is also extremely unforgiving. So like if we just like look at it on the wall here, I don't have weapon decals on. Basically the way that it works, right, is like there's like the center notch, like right here, that like I've got aimed on the pillar, and then there's like a gap, right, like on these like little notches here, on the reticle, right? And so that gap means that like any like off-centeredness, and then like you have like a pellet or 2, like I think that's like on the edges. So like that like means that like if you're off center like at all, like by even just a few degrees, like the damage that you're able to do with the Mastiff drops off considerably compared to I think like if you compare it to the PK or the Eva, like they don't have like that same degree of drop off. So the Mastiff is very punishing in terms of its spread. Additionally, very obviously it has like some pretty serious like range limitations. that you have to work with. Also, man, I don't know if I want to pick up like the one like so I can like potentially get a bolt for it. But yeah, it's got some pretty serious like range limitations, and so you're gonna have to like alter your play style, you know, in order to be able to account for that, right? Also, because the weapon fires in a spread, it is very sensitive to the size of the hitbox of the legend that you're firing at. Ooh. Be bad. Go on then. Keep running. I'll follow you. Oh, fuck. That one just saw me. She thinks I'm not alone. Ooh, that's not good for this squad. Not Wraith! Not Wraith. Okay, so yeah, so the last major con of like the Mastiff, right, is like that the partial reload, it's like a trade-off. Like it's like just, like it takes longer, but like you can perform a partial reload, so you don't have to pay the full cost of reloading the entire gun all up front. Where are the care packages? And then like, you know, like the list of do's and don'ts, like with the Mastiff, are like they're pretty short, pretty straightforward. Things you can apply to your game like right now. Like if you aren't doing them, then you should be. So do's, like ADS to choke the spread. Sometimes like retaining visibility on the enemy is more important. And so like if the enemy's like particularly close, right, like you might not ADS, but in general, like, you know, if you've got the time, like you should ADS to choke the spread. Second thing is like, you know, you should take advantage of the fact that it allows you to make quick peeks and like actually do that and abuse that part of the weapon. Finally, take you want to make sure like you're taking your time to like actually aim your shots. So don't just like try and like spam fire it as fast as you can. Like that's not actually going to be more effective. If you miss all of your shots, it's a waste of time and everyone, and you'll die. And then the last thing is to pre-aim. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what pre-aiming means, like, so it's like if I anticipate someone's going to run around the corner here making a prediction, then like I aim at like where they're like, you know, if it's a Mastiff, I'd probably be aiming center of mass, like where their body's going to come out. Extremely effective tactic, like just like run people like around corners and stuff like that. Oh, she's not even moving. Oh boy, that's hammer points. I'm not gonna get any covering fire from my teammates. I'm dead. But yeah, so like you want to use like free aims, right? Like if you have a prediction about like the enemy coming around a corner, it's like one of the best parts of like the Mastiff, I think, is like the ability to punish an enemy that gets over aggressive because like they think that they got like the beat on you or whatever. You know, you shoot someone in the face for 104 damage, they're gonna really rethink whether or not they should be in your face right now or not. The don'ts, like with the Mastiff. These like should be pretty straightforward and obvious. But definitely and to say, so don't try and like poke with it like from super long range. It's like not what the gun's designed to do, and you're not going to be successful, and fuck. Evo shield here, level 2. So yeah, the gun itself is like not designed to poke from like super long ranges, right? So like, you know, like trying to like shoot at like someone who's like way out like over here or something like that, that's like ridiculous. It's like not an effective use of the gun. We do not need a disruptor round on the Mastiff. Please, no. You probably don't want to put a 2x sight onto it. I think the additional zoom is excessive. And since most of the time you'll be using the Mastiff at close range and choking the spread, Like actually, like the additional zoom may make it difficult to keep vision and maintain vision on the enemy, which I think is more important at closer ranges. And like whatever benefit you would gain from like the target being larger, I think is just like just loss. What the heck? Person doing?
This could get interesting.
Where? So confused. Oh god. Wait, what? No. It's like so bad. So just spread this one off. Wait, did they not kill that one?
Recharging my shield. Eyes are open now.
As I was mentioning before, like you don't like want to like spam shots with the Mastiff. You want to make sure you're taking your time to reload, so that's like an additional don't. Also, like another don't, so it's like while you should be trying to like line up your shots like with a Mastiff, you should not ever stand still while you're holding that gun and you're fighting someone actively. You should never stand still. You have like a bonus to your strafe speed since you like are using a shotgun, and a shotgun weapon class like has like a higher strafe speed generally than most of the other weapons. So like, you should use that additional mobility to make yourself harder to hit. So although you get like a huge reward, you know, for hitting your shots with the Mastiff, it's like not so much that you just get to do whatever you do and just stand still in front of people. And the last thing is do not dumb push with the Mastiff just to get into your effective range. Like the Mastiff like is like it should be part of like a comprehensive loadout, right? Like you should have hopefully like an option that like provides you with like a little bit more range, and that like you use the Mastiff as the situation arises. Like you can definitely like, work your way in like safely and get closer and, you know, create an opening. That's like totally fine. But like just straight like running in a straight line at someone just to get into your Mastiff range instead of like using like you know a mid-range option that you have is definitely inadvisable.